Alright class, so today we're going to go over page 4 of the notes in this video, and we see that we still have the same left-hand side of the differential equation, but now the right-hand side is going to be a trigonometric function, in particular sine, and this idea still would work if we had a cosine there as well. But for now we're just going to look at minus 85 sine 2t as the right-hand side. So our natural choices for the type, like the form of the right-hand side, that's going to match our guess, in this case xp, is we're going to try two, um, one of them being a times the sine of 2t and the other one being a times the cosine of 2t. I'm just going to do one of them. I encourage you to do the other. So let's take a guess. I mean, probably the best guess would be xp equals a sine 2t. So let's go ahead and run with that and see what happens. Then xp prime is 2a cos 2t, and xp double prime is minus 4a sine 2t. Now this tells us then that we're going to need minus 85 sine 2t to be, well, x double prime, which is minus 4a sine 2t, plus 10 times 2a cos 2t, plus 9 times a sine 2t. And you simplify this. I'll go ahead and skip ahead here. This is 5a sine 2t plus 20a cos 2t. And so what that tells us now is, well, the coefficient of sine 2t has to match. So minus 85 has to equal 5a, so a is minus 17. But also the coefficient now of cosine, well, that better be 0. So 20a has to equal 0, which also tells me that a equals 0. So not both of those can be true, right? So this one comes from here, and that one comes from there. That's a problem, right? And so what we find is that just taking xp equals a sine 2t is not enough, right? And I encourage you to verify that doing the same thing here is also not enough. You'll come up with essentially two different answers for a that both can't be true, right? And so our improved guess is, maybe you see where this is going, is that we need to take them both in concert. So xp in this case is going to be a cos 2t plus b sine 2t. And I'll quickly write the derivatives. Okay. So what this now tells us is that we need, so I'll give myself some room here. We're going to need the following: minus 85 sine 2t to be equal to, well, go back to the differential equation. It is x double prime, so minus 4a cos 2t minus 4b sine 2t plus 10 times minus 2a sine 2t plus 2b cos 2t plus 9 times a cos 2t plus b sine 2t. And you simplify this. I'm going to skip ahead here for the sake of time. You simplify to get minus 4a plus 20b plus 9a. All that is the coefficient of cos 2t. And the coefficient of sine 2t is minus 4b minus 20a plus 9b, which simplifies to 5a plus 20b all times cos 2t. And this simplifies to minus 20a plus 5b sine 2t. Oh, sorry about that. I should have had sine 2t here. Okay. And now we equate coefficients. So from this, our coefficient of cosine needs to be 0. So this should kind of feel like Calc 2, right? Where you're equating coefficients now. And minus 85 has to equal the coefficient of sine, which is minus 20a plus 5b. And you solve this to get b equals minus 1, a equals 4. And so that tells us then that xp is 4 cos 2t plus negative 1 times sine 2t, which is just minus sine 2t. And therefore, the general solution will be xc plus xp. So the complementary plus the particular solutions. That equals c1 e to the minus t plus c2 e to the minus 9t. That's our complementary plus the particular, which is 4 cos 2t minus sine 2t. Okay, in the next video, we'll do page 5.